of SUVs has it all. Whether you want the 10.2-inch diagonal color touchscreen standard on Blazer or extra peace of mind with Chevy Safety Assist, take your pick. The choice is yours. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, brought to you by Lyuna Labor's Local 663, building Missouri, and reminding us to drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Little Lebanon High School here as we continue our little preseason run around the state and in high school football and fall sports, and bring in the head coach of the Lebanon Yellow Jackets, Will Christian. Coach Christian, thanks for your time today.
You bet, Guy. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Hey, you bet. One of the more consistent programs over the past decade, at least, averaging over 8 wins per season. Kind of take us through your philosophy and how that comes about.
Well, I mean, it starts with a great staff. We've had great continuity here. It's hard to believe that we will be entering our 20th season here at Lebanon this year. And it's been a journey, and it's been a great one. We're very blessed with hardworking kids. And from start to finish, they have been committed to the process to be successful. Everybody wants to be successful, but sometimes not everybody is willing to pay the price to do it. And our kids are willing to do that. And so they're the reason. And then our great coaching staff committing easily. A lot of them could have taken head coaching jobs in different places, but they've chosen to stay and be committed to our program.
Coach, coming off of a 10-1 season, tremendous season, talk a little bit about what you lost to graduation this past season and what you're going to have to replace, and maybe who are some of those kids stepping into those roles.
Well, we lost another great class. I mean, every year here at Lebanon, we lose great kids, and that's what we want. I mean, you want to be able to develop players and see them all the way through your program. I saw on Webb City, Coach McFarland's Ozark Ozone preview this morning. He talked about how seniors, they're heavy senior year in, year out, and how their kids understand that, they got to pay their dues, and it might not be until their senior year before they actually get their shot. And that's an expectation. Well, that's certainly something that we want to have here at Lebanon as well. I would say right now, we're probably a bit more balanced in the realm of having a mixture of grades, perhaps. I think ultimately, the more seniors you have, the better. But we're pretty balanced in that. And so with that being said, Guy, we bring back a pretty decent nucleus from last year, probably most highlighted by Jax Glendenny, Nick Allen, and Abe Allen. Jax Glendenny is a 4-year starter, and we've had only one that have started since they were a freshman, and he is it. And we've had some really, really good football players over the course of the years here at Lebanon. And then Nick Allen is a returner as well at defensive end. Abe Allen is a returner in the secondary and also played some running back. Jax was our feature back and a linebacker, and Jax was the Ozark Conference Player of the Year on the offensive side of the football a year ago. And so expectations are clearly high for those 3 guys, and those are 3 guys that are big leaders for us. We've got a host of others as well. Senior Avery Starnes returns defensively. We've got Kason Woods that returns on our offensive line, Cameron Myers on our offensive line, Mason Hendricks on our defensive line had a phenomenal year. All those guys are seniors, and I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. Anytime I do these interviews and I start trying to rattle off everybody, there's no doubt I'm leaving somebody out. So we've got a really good nucleus, and then we've got a really good new crew coming that obviously is unproven. And they'll be striving to prove themselves on Friday night soon.
Very good. And one thing that has always been consistent is the football schedule, and that changes this year. And not only are you the head football coach, but also the athletic director. Talk about the new conference and the challenges that come with that, also with regards to scheduling and all your sports and travel and things of that nature.
Yeah, 100%. Well, first off, the conference thing was very challenging as that all went down. Primarily, to be honest, Guy, the timing. Oftentimes when you make a conference change, specifically if you are an individual school making that change, it usually is a couple of year process. With really the evaporation of a conference, we had about 2 months, and it was challenging, the whole thing. And so I'm glad that part's over, at least for now. I have a feeling in the landscape of conferences now that it's not done forever, but it is at least done for now. We're being in the COC, the scheduling aspect is easy. Where there's a lot of schools in this league, 14 in all the sports, except football, there is 12. And so there's plenty of options to play, and obviously extremely quality options. And so the scheduling aspect has been very easy in that realm. Travel is not too bad, really, for Lebanon. One of the things that I think is a positive about us being in the league is that in all the sports but football, there are 9 schools within an hour to Lebanon. And so, as far as academic time missed, late nights, getting home, all those things we're probably in the best situation we can be in that realm. And so there are the Western schools, which are outstanding schools. And that is a couple of hours. But in the Ozark Conference, we had a little bit of that as well with West Plains and some others. So we feel good about it. Obviously it's a great challenge. And so I'll talk about it with the football hat on. We're really excited. We know that it is an increase in the level. No offense to any of the Ozark Conference members. However, there's no doubt that this is going to be a tremendous challenge, and one that I think is going to be very healthy for us. I think that this is something that we can grow from. Clearly, for most schools, I think their objective is to be playing their best football come district time, playoff time. And with this schedule, we feel like that there's no doubt that we're going to be as battle tested as you can imagine coming into that. When you look at playing Webb City week 1, welcome to the COC, right, Guy? And then we get Nixa week 5, and then just a host of other very good teams. Every single game in this league, it's kind of like the SEC or the NFL. I mean, every game is going to be very tough. And so if you can just stay process driven and keep driving to getting better, I feel really good about our team come district time, that we're going to be a handful at that point in time.
And again, visiting with Lebanon head football coach Will Christian. Coach Christian, as you look at your schedule, are there places that you're going to go maybe for the first time as a head coach and coach in those facilities, maybe whether it's at Ozark or maybe at Willard?
Well, what's strange, and maybe not strange, is that we've had a lot of these guys in districts at some point, or we've met them in the state quarters. And so like our week 1 opponent, Webb, we played them twice in the last 5 years. We lost both of those ball games at Webb City, both of them. We had played at Ozark, we played at Ozark in 16 and then hosted them in 17. Willard, we've played quite a bit in districts. So we played there. They played at our place. Most recently, we played them in 18 in the district championship game. Neosho's one that we haven't played since 2009 was the last matchup with Neosho. Of course, Joplin was in the league before, so we played them a lot. We have never matched up with Nixa, which uniquely enough is my alma mater. It's a lot different place than 1994, but that'll be interesting and fun, and we'll host them in the first matchup. And so, yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, these are great games, and that's what you want to play. In particular, I mentioned week one. I'll go back to that with Webb City. I mean, my goodness. I mean, you got two teams that were state ranked a year ago. I think both teams have high expectations, and you're matching up week one. I mean, and we're hosting it. We're super excited about that. So, tall order, very challenging, but that's what you want.
Yeah, and if you got to play Webb City, you might as well get them right out of the gate.
Absolutely.
That's probably the best time to play them. But, Coach, what have the numbers been like over the summer? Yeah,
solid. And I think our kids, historically have been committed to the weight room and hard work. I think that our numbers can grow. I mean, that's one thing that we are, as a program, trying to continue to grow is increase interest. I think that's a national thing, probably not just at Lebanon. I mean, there are a few pockets of schools, some of them in our new league that we're playing in, whose numbers are enormous. But I think you would look at probably a majority, I would predict, who are trying to grow numbers in this sport nationally. And we're on that side of it. We're trying to grow numbers. We're going to hover somewhere between 80 and 90 this year, which that's not really our goal, Guy, to be honest. We would like to be 100 plus. And we were in this program about 10 years ago when we weren't having near as much success. So success doesn't necessarily guarantee high numbers. I think there's a lot of factors, but we're definitely trying to grow that here at Lebanon right now. And that's a battle that we're fighting. And but the guys that we have are committed and dedicating themselves to giving a very respectable product on Friday night.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, between now and then, of course, this is dead week when we're doing this interview here. It's dead week, or I'm assuming that's what they still call it. What are you doing now to kind of get prepared? I've talked to some coaches that are on their vacation because they know they're going to be locked in a room pretty much for the next 12 to 15 weeks. What are you doing during this week? Are you going to try and take some time off, or are you planning?
Well, myself, wearing the two hats, I'm contracted AD this week, so I'm in the office, and we're doing some preparations. A lot of our preparations, football wise, are checked off the list, and so we're excited for the 12th, and I'm excited for our kids to get a break. They need to get their batteries recharged and get ready to go, and it'll be here before you know it. And I mean, we play our first game the 30th. People, they talk about the fact that the summers, are too full. And with the way that the beginning of the season is formatted now, without the summer, I would be stressed beyond belief. We're not allowed to have two-a-days anymore. And we play in literally almost like 14 practice days, we're playing a game. And so it's right there, and we're pumped and ready to go.
You bet. The older I get, the faster the time goes.
Oh, tell me about it, Guy. Tell me about it.
Seems like yesterday I was at the baseball state championships down at Ozark, but here we are getting ready and getting geared up for the high school football season. But Coach Christian, as always, it's always been a pleasure to talk to you. You've always been generous with your time, and best of luck as you go forward this year. And I know we'll get to talk throughout the season on a high school scoreboard show on a Friday night.
Well, I appreciate it, Guy. And as always, appreciate what you do for the kids. These things are for the kids, and I know they love it, and we greatly appreciate what you do for our area.
You bet. Thanks, Coach. Coach Will Christian, Lebanon football. Hey, as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol and Shelter Insurance remind us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that